Hi there, today I wanted to give a recommended reading list. Did one before, people seem to like it, and I think it's always nice to have some comics that you might have passed over, not realised were even about, or just something that might spark your imagination and get you reading something new. First one in the list is Black Cat by Jed MacKay. This is a series that is going to have an omnibus come out in 2023, but currently it's essentially completed. You have Felicia Hardy and her gang of crooks operating within the mainstream Marvel universe, but somewhat separate from it. You don't really have to have much of any background knowledge on the Marvel universe to enjoy this. It is a heist series. It's fun. It's like Jed MacKay writes a really good story, and it's totally worth checking out if you want something that isn't just superheroes bashing each other and is a bit more criminal in element and enjoyable. Next one is Ghosted from Joshua Williamson. He is known for writing The Flash. I think he's doing some Batman writing at the moment as well. But this is one of his early series where, again, it follows a similar theme to the last recommendation, that it deals with a heist, but this is a ghost-related heist. You have a main character who collects a team of guys, and they work together to enter a haunted house and recover something. That's the first volume, and I would say the first volume can be read in an isolated manner if you want to, but the series does go on. I think it probably goes on for a few too many volumes than necessary. It should have probably wrapped up after maybe 3 volumes, but it goes on to I think 5 or 6 volumes. But it's certainly a fun ride and totally worth checking out. Next one is by one of my favourite authors who I've gone on about before on this channel, and it's something I've reviewed on this channel before as well, and that is Wicked Things from John Allison. Wicked Things is a book which follows a character from the Bad Machinery series by Allison, Charlotte Grote. Now, she is a girl who is a sort of kid detective, although in this I think she's 18, and she's got a friend, little Claire, who seems to have lost her lisp for some reason from the series, which is a shame. But they go off to a sort of the Young Detective of the Year ceremony competition, and there's a murder, and Charlotte gets put in the frame for it and has to work out solve the murder and get out of it. There's lots of laughs along the way. It's very funny, totally worth supporting and getting, and it's very readily available, and I recommend you have it if you just want something fun. Okay, next up is Reckless by Ed Brubaker. Talk about this because there's been Follow Me Down come out around the time this video has been made. That is the latest in the Reckless series. Ed Brubaker is making standalone graphic novels with Sean Phillips, his normal partner in crime, and the Reckless series is their current experiment in this. It's recently finished for the moment with Follow Me Down, though it is due to come back later, but they're doing other projects. So I would recommend you start at the first book, Reckless, and then work your way through if you like it. But it is a great pulpy story that if you're a fan of any sort of other books by him, you will certainly enjoy this. Next one is Basilisk by Cullen Bunn, a series which recently finished, about 12 issues long. It's about a group of people from a cult, 5 of whom have sensory powers to do with either their eyes, ears, taste, touch, etc. But they're not using them for good. You get dropped in very much at the deep end with this book, and the story behind them is explained throughout the series. You have a woman who wants revenge on this group because they killed her family, and that brings her to blows with them, and she forms alliances with some of them and others not so much. The only thing that I would say about this series is the first arc's really strong, but then it comes to a conclusion which I didn't feel was much of a conclusion. I don't think that it was necessarily explained what the source of their powers was. Maybe I just need to digest it and read it again, but that's the only thing I would say. But it's a great action story throughout, and it's a good read worth checking out if you see it in the sales. And the final one is Fantastic Four Life Story by Mark Russell. Mark Russell is well known for work on books like The Flintstones, which I've reviewed on here. Red Sonja as well, did a great run on that. This follows the life story format set out by Chip Zdarsky in Spider-Man Life Story, where you have a Marvel character or set of characters in the shape of the Fantastic Four, and you follow them through the decades as if they were aging naturally. So with this, you see them through the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties. I really enjoyed this series. It didn't seem to get much acclaim or attention when it came out, which was really weird because it was just really well done. People die, people get injured, people get crippled, not necessarily who you might think. There's a great foreboding throughout it, which I think was really well done. I think it was a very clever idea by Mark Russell to put in as a sort of shadow over the whole series. I don't want to say any more because it will ruin it, and it's one of those books where every decade you go, well, what's happened to them now, and you go, oh shit, that has happened to them now. But yeah, really, really high quality series that you should definitely check out. Get it cheap digitally if you can, if you're not 100%. Okay, that was the recommended reading. Hope you enjoyed that. That's 6 recommendations for you. Go check them out. They're all usually on sale digitally, or you can get their trades or single issues quite cheap online. And thanks for watching.